Good morning. Oh, good. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to actually go ahead and get started, and we appreciate and respect your time. So good morning to our honored and distinguished guests, friends, partners, and to each and every one of you here today. My name is Karen Butler. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of Neon, and I am absolutely delighted to serve as your Mistress of Ceremony and to welcome you to today's event. This is a momentous occasion because it represents the culmination of endless hours and tireless effort in bringing this dream to reality. It also represents an outstanding achievement for this community and everyone who has come together in a unified front to improve the health and quality of life of our veterans. It also represents what can be achieved through the combined efforts of so many wonderful partners. We stand in total appreciation for the many sacrifices made by our veterans to support and protect the freedoms that we so gratefully enjoy. This is our way of saying thank you and our way of giving back. The fact that so many of us are gathered for this occasion demonstrates to me not only our collective commitment to ensuring the health and well-being of our veterans, but also the critical importance of this work. Again, I want to say thank you to all of you for working so diligently to bring this dream into reality. Okay. So with that, I would like to call upon Miss Phyllis Whedon Oliver, our Neon Board of Trustee, and to Michael Streshta. He is our Director of Pharmacy, but a musician extraordinaire. So if you could join me in welcoming both of them, please give them a round of applause.
May I request everyone to stand up? We're going to sing the national anthem.
Oh, sweet, can we see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Magnificent. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. Now, in any endeavor and any event, Proverbs 28 tells us that where there is no vision, the people perish. All right. A little technical difficulty. Can you hear me? Okay, great. So I am honored and privileged to introduce our next speaker, a man of enormous vision, who has devoted and committed over 45 years of his life to the service of others and to ensure that our communities are receiving excellent health care, quality health care, not only now but for generations to come. We are honored, we are privileged, and we are pleased to bring to you and introduce Neon's president and CEO, Mr. Willie Austin. Please give him a round of applause.
Thank you, Karen. And thank all of you for being out here today for this wondrous occasion. It's been a while coming. I guess we've been in the planning process for a lot of business ventures for the better part of 3 or 4 years. And so this humble beginning here is representative of just the beginning of what we hope to be a long relationship with some of our partners. We especially owe thanks to the Land Bank for this particular venture here, and we'll be thanking them for a long time to come, because we expect, as I said, to reach out into the community and get involved with the development of housing, particularly now for the veterans, as well as housing for the elderly. You might wonder, well, why is the health center getting involved in housing? Well, one of the things that's been uppermost in my mind from the very first day I started working for this organization is that healthcare is not just the physical health. One of the other important components would be the environment. And so it's important, I think, to try to create that kind of a living environment that is conducive to health. And that's what this project is about. You say 48 years and you're just getting to that? Well, everything has its own season. And so now we're in the season of developing for housing. And I won't get into some of the other exciting things that we're going to be doing because that's not a part of this program. But just keep your eyes looking to the papers and other communications, your ears to the wall, and you'll be hearing about them soon. But I guess I'm getting beyond what I'm supposed to do here. I'm actually supposed to be recognizing all of the partners that we've been collaborating with on this project. Some of them are on the program, others are not. And it's those that are not on the program that I'll be trying to identify. I don't see Councilman Jeff Johnson around, but I do see a former councilman of this area who's in our midst, Roosevelt Coates. He's here because I'm excited to say that he's looking to be one of the equity partners in our ventures. I think we've probably caught quite a bit of the community by surprise in that we've been on low-key, quiet side in terms of developing our projects. But I think when they see them and see the kind of effort put into them and the amount of detail, they're saying, where have you guys been? This is what we've been looking for. And so we're very happy to deliver on that. We have quite a few folk from the Collinwood Development Corporation, and so rather than just give out all those names, I would like to have them just stand and be recognized. In the back there, Tamika and Scott. Did he stand? Okay. All right. In addition, we have a Ken Surratt from the, he's the Director and Deputy of Housing for Cuyahoga County. I know that he's here. Okay. We have Bill Anderson, who is representing Congresswoman Marcia Fudge's office, and I would just like to stand and be recognized. Just kind of wave. There he is. I would have to go on and on with the introduction, but like I said, I think some of the folk you're going to hear from on the program. So at this point, I would just say, we're all important out here, so we should all give ourselves a hand. That's all I'm supposed to do for now, but it's always dangerous to put a mic in my hand because I don't know how to turn it loose. But trust me, I'm a man of few words, and I like being in the background, but I just want to take this occasion to say that this project, being a part of that health center across the street, is, I think, a new venture for community health centers, federally qualified community health centers in this country. The direction we're moving in is new for community health centers. And so I'm hoping to be able to just take this model and move it across the country, because I think we can be the impetus for more than just, as I said, health care, but getting involved in the development of the community. With that, I'm being told to give me that mic.
Outstanding job. We thank you so much, Mr. Austin. And just as he mentioned, today's venture is representative of the innovation and the progressive thinking that this organization and our community partners have demonstrated. And we're excited about that, and we eagerly look forward to the days ahead. And we talk about partnership because without partners, none of this would be possible. We realize that even though we have grand dreams and grand visions, we can't go it alone. So with that, I'd like to recognize and call upon Mr. Gus Frangos. He is, again, our partner. He is the president of the Cuyahoga County Land Bank, and he will bring us a few words from his perspective. Let's welcome Mr. Gus Frangos.
Thank you, and good morning. Great privilege to be here and to have this kind of collaboration. I just want to thank Neon, President Austin. It's just a privilege to work with you, and I commend the Board of Trustees, Mr. Fitzsimmons, Chairman of Neon. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Just barely? Okay. It's a great privilege to do this. I was at the my neighborhood Memorial Day festivities, and it's always so touching and it's so emotional to honor and to salute our veterans, and of course it's very, very right to do that. But where the rubber meets the road is where our veterans need their health care, their housing, and a lot of the issues that they face from day to day after serving in faraway lands in dangerous areas. And so this is where the rubber meets the road, really providing the services on a day-to-day basis. And so I just have to commend Neon for that vision, the idea of bringing the health care facility into the neighborhood for the veterans, combining housing and making transportation no longer an issue for veterans trying to get their services. So thank you for allowing us to just be a small part of it. And I would like to, the Land Bank is a complex organization these days, and we couldn't do it without the staff, and I just have to recognize them. Patricia, could you please say hi? She helps put our programs together. Dennis is the director of all of our programming and helps put these together. Dennis, my chief operating officer, Bill Whitney, and my board member, 2 board members are here, Ken Surratt, who's the deputy director of housing, who was mentioned by President Austin, and of course Tony Brancatelli is our chairman. He's here. And of course, I'd like to recognize all the other dignitaries that we work with and elected officials who help us as well. Councilman Polensik, whom I've served with in the past in City Council. My condolences that you're still there. Councilman Johnson, he's out back there. County Councilman Jack Sharon, who is also a decorated veteran himself. And so if I've missed any other elected officials, I apologize, but thank you again. It's a great privilege for us to do this.
All right. Excellent. Thank you so much. Okay. Sorry, can you hear me? Okay. Better? Better. How about now? That's better. Thank you so much. And we really appreciate your comments and all of your support. And again, we talk about partners. The next speaker to present to you is Councilman Anthony Brancatelli, and talk about a public servant who gives of his time and energy to ensure that our residents have the highest quality of life. He also serves in a different capacity as Mr. Frangos mentioned, the board president of the Cuyahoga Land Bank. Ladies and gentlemen, Councilman Anthony Brancatelli.
Thank you. It's a great day for me. When I can go back-to-back days spending with Karen Butler, it's always good. Yesterday we were out on Broadway in Harvard with a wonderful program at Neon and looking at all the partners through community assessment and treatment and looking at how we get people healthier, get good educations, and really take care of the entire mind, body, and soul. And today is no different. Today is a great opportunity to bring partners together. The Cavaliers are on to a championship. It's an exciting time. And part of their motto is all in. Part of their motto is next man up. And this is an example of everybody who is all in. These are people who are all stepping up, making sure that we can serve all the residents in our community. And what you're going to see here, a completed project with $500,000 invested, and I cannot come up here without saying great things about the County Land Bank. When folks talk about the foreclosure crisis, we just came back from a forum in Detroit around the National Vacant Property Council, and everybody's looking to see what we're doing in Cleveland. Here's a great example of a County Land Bank stepping forward and making a significant partnership with all those, being very innovative, and this staff is as innovative as they can. When you go to a forum in Detroit, and virtually every session is led by somebody from the County Land Bank, you know we're doing things right. They have repurposed over 1,000 parcels in our county. It's a great testament to the work that they're doing, and I want to be able to take a moment and thank them for all their great work. So thank you, Ms. Butler, for inviting me, and thank you for the County Land Bank.
Thank you so much, Councilman. And again, we really appreciate the continued support and partnership. Now, the next gentleman on our agenda is someone who has been a true advocate for this community for decades. He has been probably the strongest voice to make sure that the residents in this community always have the very, very best in service and have the very, very best in quality of life. He is no shrinking violet. He will let you know how he feels. And one of the things that I learned early on in city government is that whatever you do, make sure Councilman Polinsik is happy. If Councilman Polinsik is not happy, nobody's happy. Ladies and gentlemen, Councilman Polinsik.
I'm happy today, okay? To Karen, to Mr. Austin, to everybody who is here connected with this project, to my former colleagues, my present colleagues. Where's Jeff? Jeff Johnson, who is my neighbor right here, Ward 10, to Jack Schron, another neighbor, Anthony Brancatelli. I want to thank Neon. I have a little bit of a history with Neon. Mr. Austin and the folks here don't know it, but this used to be called the Collinwood Clinic. So in the day, many years ago, but as I think it was either 9 or 10 years old, playing football in an empty lot off of St. Clair, happened to fall on a broken bottle. Okay, so my mother got me over to this facility, and in the day, I don't know if it's changed at all, but used to get a tetanus shot in the rear end. Okay, I think that has changed. So every time I come past this facility, I think of that. Okay. They say you cannot remember pain. I remember that every time I pass that location. So that's my connection to the old Collinwood Clinic. But to the folks from Neon, you know, before I even go into any great detail, I want to thank the Collinwood Nottingham Village Development Corporation. Where's Tamiko? Tamiko, raise your hand. Come on. The acting director. It was the Development Corporation who really saved this property out of the gate. I was concerned it was going to come down in the day. And through their efforts, and then working with the Land Bank, and again, I want to reinforce what has been said, the Land Bank is a wonderful, wonderful organization. I can't think of, without them, I can't begin to tell you the kind of problems that we'd have in this city. So I'm a big supporter of the Land Bank, and we're standing in front of this building, and look at this structure. They don't build them like this anymore. What a great building. And just think the thought of this coming down and being another empty lot. And what's significant about this location, we are trying to create Councilman Johnson and myself have been working to create 5 Points as the civic center. You have the high school. You have the George Voinovich Public Safety Center. You have the 5th District. You have the Collinwood Library. You have shopping. You have the health clinic. Now you have housing for veterans. What greater duty can we provide to the men and women who have served our nation to be able to provide housing for them and their families? What else can you say? You see their sacrifices daily. I'm so appreciative of what they've done. As I tell my own kids, pray every night. Thank the good Lord you're an American. And thank God for the people who have defended us and have kept us strong and free and live in a democratic society. This project is important to the rebirth of the greater Collinwood community, and a project that Councilman Johnson, Councilman Conwell, and myself, along with the city, have been working on, the St. Clair redevelopment plan. This fits right in. So I would hope that Neon would become a very key partner of that plan. I look forward to working with Neon, Karen, my dear friend, and everyone connected with this. What we have in Collinwood today, we have to have believers. The neighborhoods that have turned around in this city is where you have people that believe. We all know we have challenges. In some cases we have hurdles, but we have to be believers. And if we believe, we can transform our neighborhoods and we can transform the east side. I'm a believer. I've never given up believing in this neighborhood. This project is a result of that belief and the belief that Neon has had in our community. And so I'm looking forward to the veterans moving in. I can't wait for that day. And thank the good Lord. This is a very special day. God bless the Collinwood community. God bless the people that are here and all of you who have played a major role in bringing this about. This is a very special day for me because of the thought of what could have happened here and now what the reality is. So again, God bless each and every one of you. Thank you.
So much, Councilman. This is indeed a special day, and we really are grateful for everyone for making it a reality. And again, we want to acknowledge the partnership of Councilman Johnson working in tandem with Councilman Polinsick and Councilman Brancatelli. So not only do we receive local support, community support, we've also received federal support. And with that, it gives me great pleasure to welcome to the podium Mr. William Anderson. He is representing Councilwoman Marcia Fudge's office. Welcome.
Thank you. On behalf of Congresswoman Marcia L. Fudge, I would like to thank Mr. Austin and the Northeast Ohio Neighborhood Health Services, Mr. Francos and his staff at the Cuyahoga Land Bank, as well as our council members and community partners. I'm humbled to be taking part in this ceremony not 1 week removed from Memorial Day. 3 days ago, we as a nation paused to take time to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country. It is a sign of a great nation that takes time to honor the fallen. It is a sign of an even greater nation that understands that the battle does not end when the troops come home. The Department of Housing and Urban Development estimates approximately 49,933 veterans are without sustainable and stable housing. Roughly 600,000 veterans suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, traumatic brain injury, or depression. The men and women of our armed forces face a difficult transition when switching from military service to civilian life. It is a challenge that they are uniquely suited to face. However, it is one that they cannot and should not face alone. Strong community partnerships such as we see here today are an integral part of establishing an environment for our vets back home. This facility will serve as a fine asset to a city who already has the third largest Veterans Health Administration hospital in the country, a Veterans Homeless Domiciliary with a 122-bed capacity, a Veterans Benefits Administration regional office, and a vet center focusing on mental health issues for veterans. By giving veterans access to affordable housing, we are not only caring for he who has borne the battle, but we are also making a strong investment in our community. On behalf of the 82,000 veterans in Cuyahoga County, more than any other county in the state of Ohio, Congresswoman Fudge likes to extend her thanks to you for making this possible. She stands ready to support you in supporting the veterans who serve us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And again, we talk about what's going on here, but again, Mr. William Anderson reinforced the importance of the work and how much it means to our veterans. So we thank you for that. Now, you all see behind me some incredible drawings that give you a rendering of what these wonderful facilities will look like upon completion. And again, that started also with an architectural vision. And with us today is Miss Cindy Wan. She is the president of Wanix Architectural Presentation, and I'd like to welcome her to the podium to help us fully understand her vision for this facility. Please give her a round of applause.
Hi, good morning, everybody. As a team member of Community Integrated Services, led by Mr. Arthur Finn, it is really my best honor to be able to serve the community. So when I was first called by Mr. Arthur Finn, was last year winter, to the site for the project, I was impressed. It was a great building, and I think it would be a greater, fantastic building in the near future. As all you can see, and also Councilman mentioned, people never done work like that. The building has great architecture features, great brickwork, brick architecture details inside. It's such a draw in the community. So we are excited that we are able to save the building. So what we have done is, for each unit, we are going to have brand new floor finish, ceiling finish, lighting fixtures, brand new contemporary kitchen, brand new air conditioning unit and furnace. The only thing is that we are keeping the great historical artwork in the outside. And all 6 units in front will share a great backyard at the back. And in the future, we are going to also renovate the 4 units apartment. So with these 10 units in this location, we will really have a center for veterans to enjoy their life.
Thank you so much, Ms. Wan. And again, with this facility, not only the one that you see, there's also a facility in the back that will further be developed. This will be a community resource, and we're so excited about that. And we're also excited about the connection that exists between this facility and also the Collinwood Health Center. We're fortunate to have this wonderful dental van that you see behind you, which really is unique to this organization. Neon is one of the few federally qualified health centers who actually has a mobile dental van. It's state of the art, and it's another way for Neon to outreach into the community to ensure that our residents receive all the services that they are in need of. And again, with the proximity of the Collinwood Health Center right next door, we can make sure that any barriers to access to care are removed. And with that, I just want to acknowledge the staff of Neon because of all the hard work that they do. And we're fortunate and blessed today to have Ms. Kim Sanders. She is the Health Center Director of the Collinwood Health Center. Come up to the podium, Ms. Sanders, and welcome our guest. Yay.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It is an honor to be here. Thank you all for being here today. I am so excited. I've always been told to walk in purpose and prosperity will come. And I'm doing what I've always wanted to do. I've worked with Mr. Austin for a very long time as an intern. And I thank you, Mr. Austin, because I'm where I would like to be. I enjoy what I do every day, working with the community. And I just want to say, so many people in the community, they've come by the center, they're, hey, what's going on over there? And when I tell them, they are so excited. So just let's get excited about what we're doing because it means so much to this community. The Community Health Center right next door, we will offer services to our veterans as well as their families. We are very excited to do that. We offer adult medicine, pediatric, mammography services, referral services, podiatry. So we have all the services right next door. They'll be able to come right next door and get any service they need. And beyond health care, because as it was said earlier by Mr. Austin, there's a lot of components that make up your health care. So NEON is there for you when needed. So thank you all very much. Again, thank you for coming. Put Karen back on. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sanders. We really enjoy having her as our center director because she truly does care about the community and she truly does care about the patients that she serves. So before the event is over, we invite you to go and take a tour of the center, get to know it, get to know the services that we offer, and again, refer those in need to our center. So thank you very much for that. Now, last but certainly not least, we have a very dedicated and committed board. NEON's board is made up of 51% community users. Now that makes a really big difference because that reinforces the voice that the community has in the operation and the organization of our health center and making sure that we're responsive to what our patients and what our communities need. So again, we have a representative, in fact, more than just a representative, we have the chairman of the board here today to join us, who again has served NEON's board for well over 21 years. So again, that really speaks to the dedication and commitment. So at this time, I would like to present and welcome Mr. Matt Fitzsimmons, chairman of the board of NEON.
Thank you, Karen. The board members are listed on your program. We are all volunteers. It's a very dedicated board. The only other one I see at the moment is Phyllis Oliver, who sang the national anthem quite well. And after Phyllis joined us, instead of interviewing people who want to be board members, we now give them an audition, not an interview. I see some faces that we normally don't see, and I just wanted to take a moment to tell you a little bit about NEON. We started out, as many of you know, as the Huff Norwood Clinics 48 years ago. 48 years ago. Lyndon Johnson was president. So, we are committed to providing primary care to everybody, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, black or white, 51%er or what was the 47%er or 1%er, whoever you are, we treat everybody. And we treat our patients with dignity. And although the Affordable Care Act has helped us quite a bit, if you can't afford our treatment, we treat you anyway. We pride ourselves on providing very good, high-quality primary care. And hopefully, for the men and women who move into this building, we're going to treat them the same way and provide an opportunity to treat them the same way across the street. I mentioned that we have been around for 48 years. Mr. Willie Austin has been with us for 46 years, believe it or not. I think he started when he was 7 years old. But I say that because that is, a significant milestone. And the truth of the matter is, without a guy like Willie Austin who is committed to what we do, NEON wouldn't be here today. So thanks for coming and thanks for your attention, and we look forward to your continued support in working with the community.
Thank you very much, Matt Fitzsimmons. So again, as we conclude our ceremony today, we hope that you walk away with a feeling of how important this work is and recognizing how grateful we are to all of you for the role that you play. And we hope to continue to replicate this model. And again, we're really happy that we're able to and in a position to assist and meet the needs of our veterans for all the sacrifices that they made. Thank you, everybody, for your time. Thank you, everybody, for your contributions. We appreciate having you here. This concludes our ceremony. Oh, we got to do the oh, no? Okay, so we have the ceremonial part. Thank you. Can't conclude the program without that. So at this time, I would like to invite all of our dignitaries to assist us in the actual groundbreaking. Okay. So we're getting everybody in place. So on the count of 3.
Wait, what's the footer? 3 feet down? How far do they gotta go out?
Okay, so on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. All right. Congratulations.